I'm Damien Hawkins. I'm up next on Quad Radio Kids.
It's another great day in Quad Radio USA. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the voice of the ATV Racing Nation, quadradio.net. I'm Rodney Tomlin, and this is Quad Radio Kids. And, of course, we'd like to take this opportunity to say thanks to some very special folks that have helped make this all possible, including our good friends at 88 Live to Ride, Racing Towards Rider Safety. Check them out on Facebook. And, of course, all the great things that they do and they're involved in throughout the course of the year. The great thing is, if you don't know a lot about 88 Live to Ride, that means that you haven't had to have their services and their help. But we certainly appreciate what Debbie and the folks over there do. Also want to say thanks to Jansen Motorsports, ATV Racing Parts and Service up there in Wisconsin, and, of course, Walker Fowler Racing here from the GNCC side of things. Now, four-time GNCC champion Walker Fowler and Walker Fowler Racing. Don't forget, coming soon, race prep and race bike builds, courtesy of Mark Notman, who is your four-time ATV GNCC champion mechanic. Also want to say thanks to our good friends at DP Brakes. What's stopping you? And, of course, don't forget, be sure and email those folks about some great resume opportunities or some sponsorship opportunities. You want to send your resumes over to Larry and the folks and let them know that you're interested. And also, I just want to say thanks to JSR Moto Design, ATV Nerf Bars and Nets, and also Custom Apparel. This ATV Nerf bar nets are certainly top quality stuff. They're hand sewn and they can be personalized. And also be looking for some great Quad Radio swag coming soon from our friends at JSR Moto Designs and All Task Construction. I want to say thanks to Rob and the folks over there in Lehigh, Pennsylvania. 610-217-0011 as we say hello and welcome to this young man right here. We're talking about GNCC Racing's Damien Hawkins. And Damien, welcome to Quad Radio Kids, my friend.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you, buddy. Down in Bear Branch, Kentucky. And you've got yourself one deep old Kentucky accent. Tell me, where is Bear Branch, Kentucky located in the grand scheme of things?
It's barely over Lesser County line between Clay County line and Kentucky.
The Clay County line in Kentucky. And is that close to Lexington? Is that close to
Lexington?
It's south of Lexington?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So that's awesome. And with that, I know that you're a rather busy individual. You've been racing for a lot of years. What grade you in, man? How old are you?
I'm 12 years old and I'm in 7th grade.
7th grade. And you go to regular school too, don't you? Public school, right?
Yes.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. We'll get into the racing thing. We know you're what, a YXC2, which is Mini Junior, I guess. They've renamed that to YXC2, which I think is a really cool way to determine that. But it's the Mini Senior or Mini Junior class. And what's really cool, man, is you're one of the top finishers. If I'm not mistaken, you're currently ranked top 5 overall, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
All right, well, we'll talk about that. I'm getting off subject here. I said I wanted to talk about school and everything. So we talked about you go to public school. Now, what school did you say you went to?
I got to Clay County Middle School.
Clay County Middle School. And Damien, you played basketball, football, anything like that?
I played basketball for it.
Do you? Anything
Yes.
else? Anything else besides basketball?
Nope.
You're a pretty busy individual. I know I was talking to Dad. He said that, we might have a little trouble actually getting you nailed down for an interview. And we had one scheduled for last Friday night, but I had a weekend off, and I took advantage of being at home for the weekend. We kind of didn't cross paths there, but here we are early in the week prior to this Ironman GNCC. What's been keeping you so busy, man?
Racing, pretty much the locals. That's pretty much trying to get some seat time in for GNCC.
You been doing are you doing any extracurricular activities in the evening time and stuff like that? I mean, like tonight, we couldn't even talk till after 8:00. What's going on there?
Well, usually I have ball practice after school. When I get done, I'll have a chance to do some fitness before I do anything like this, have some free time.
Oh, so I'm cutting into homework time then right now, aren't I?
A little bit.
A little bit. You don't care though, do you? Or do you?
No. A little bit on grades, yeah. That's pretty much what makes me do GNCC.
Oh yeah.
Keeps me.
So you got to keep those grades up in order to be able to race GNCC. So I am cutting into that time. I get it. I see there behind you, you've got a picture of a big old buck, man. Does that mean that you're a hunter also?
Yeah.
So tell me about some of your hunting excursions. You ever got you a deer or anything?
No, not yet. We found one big one at my hunting spot we haven't got yet.
Oh yeah. So you got your spot picked out and everything. Have you been out any yet this year, or you wait until it gets a little colder?
Wait until it get a little colder.
Yeah, I know, man. It finally the weather finally snapped here. We finally got our first frost. We were down like 27 last night. It's crazy, and it's finally starting to feel like deer season and basketball season approaching and stuff like that. So you got a busy fall/winter coming up. It looks like.
Yep.
Well, that's great. Well, we know that you like to play basketball. We know that you like to go hunting. Now, do you bow hunt or do you hunt with a gun?
Hunting with a gun.
Do you? What size gun you got?
I got a double gauge.
A double gauge? What's a double gauge? A double barrel?
You got 12. Never mind.
12 gauge.
My dad hunts a double barrel.
Your dad hunts a double barrel, and you got your 12 gauge, man. That'll knock your shoulder off if you ain't careful, man. That's pretty cool, though. Glad that you're a versatile young man there. That's good to know. Now let's talk a little bit about racing, and we'll get into the GNCC side of things. But I understand. See, how old did you say you were? 15?
12.
12. Lord have mercy. Now, how long have you been riding and racing an ATV? Because it seems like I've known you almost your entire life, man.
I've been racing for past 8 years.
8 years. Wow, that's a long time. Since basically you were 4 years old, huh?
Yep.
I bet you were riding an ATV before you were racing it, though, weren't you?
I rode me a little electric ATV.
Did you?
Play around
Now, how did you get into the actual racing side of things? I mean, was your dad a racer? Is that how things? Was your dad a racer? How did you get into racing?
Yeah, my dad was racing before I was born, and he brought me into racing.
Awesome. So it's been a great thing. Do you enjoy it, or you just do it to make him happy?
I enjoyed a lot on the weekends racing on Saturdays.
Yeah, I can imagine. So tell me a little bit about that racing. You were 4 years old, obviously, I guess, when you first started racing. Where was your first race at? Do you remember it?
My first race was in 2010 at the SORS series in Kentucky.
So how do you remember that race yourself personally, or is that just something that you don't remember? It's just.
I remember I got a top 3 finish. I'm not for sure what I got. I know I got top 3.
Really? So right off the bat, you were a contender, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So how did you find GNCC?
I found GNCC because we went in 2012 to try out a few series that my dad raced before and see if I liked it, but I really did like it, so we started racing since.
Oh, so you hit the GNCC and you've been basically a permanent fixture there ever since?
Yep.
That's great. And you started what? Were you on the 50s when you started GNCC racing, or had you hit the 70s by then?
I was on a 70 in 2012, but we didn't know the age groups, so we went back to a 50, then raced the micro.
I see. And that's where everything just kind of took off for you then, huh?
Yep.
Man, it seems like so long ago, but at the same time, such a short time. I'm sure it seems like a long time ago for you, but it's really wild. I remember you were fast right off the bat. You were like winning and battling for wins right off the get-go, weren't you?
Yep.
That's what I remember. And of course, you were kind of a hole shot expert too. You got a lot of hole shots and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's what I remember. That's for sure. So, as we were saying, we fast forward to now. Well, did you get any championships? You would basically have gone through the ranks, I guess, in GNCC, the 50s, the 70s, the 90s. You hit the 125s, and now I guess, what are you on, a 250 now? Or is that what you're running, or are you still on a 125?
I'm on 150R Honda.
A 150. Wow, that's pretty impressive stuff right there. That's a 4-stroke too, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, talking a little bit about this, how long have you been in this YXC2 class, the mini junior class?
I've been in for 1 year.
How did you do last year?
I did well. I won the 125 junior championship in that class last year.
Awesome. And then, of course, now that you're here with the big, what was your national ranking after last year? You had, what, a top 5 last year too, didn't you?
I think I got a 9th last year.
Okay. All right. That I was for maybe, but anyway, but you're top 5 this year. I mean, right now you're currently 5th overall in the top rankings unofficially, as I was looking at some rankings. That's pretty stout stuff there, man. I mean, you're coming from row 2 back there. You're the top ranking not rider in basically there's 4 guys on the front row that's faster than you, and then you're faster than everybody else on the front row, and you're starting on the second row.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got on the podium yet overall?
No, I've gotten really close, about 5 races.
Really?
One time I was at Tomahawk. I was running second overall over 30 seconds until a stick went up through my air box and ripped my whole intake out.
Wow, that's got to be a heartbreaker right there. And with that, talk a little bit about some of your races. What's probably some of your most memorable times racing? Tell me about one of your most memorable race.
My most memorable race was pretty much Tomahawk, because that's the world's most weirdest thing that's ever happened to me in racing.
So set the stage for me, man. Take me through it. What was it like? You got you're down on the starting line before everything even starts. Tell me what the atmosphere's like, and tell me what the air smelled like and what the dirt tasted like. What was it like that morning for you?
Yeah, I felt really good. I got a really good host shot, and I was leading to the woods. And I got by a lot of front row riders first lap, and I was right behind Bryce Husband and Keaton Harrison for like 3 laps, and I got around Keaton until my stick went up through my air box.
Wow. And did you realize you were doing so well? Did you realize you were second overall?
Yes.
Wow, man. I mean, that had to be like you were probably riding on air at one point, huh?
Yeah.
Now, take me through the moment. I mean, here you are, you're coming down. I bet you can visualize the moment. I mean, tell me the curve before the rock you hit. What was it like? What happened when that stick came through? Tell me the emotion. I mean, what was it like when I all went down?
A lot of stress and madness. That's what came to me in my stick. I still got the stick hanging up in my garage.
Do you really?
Yeah.
So tell me how it happened. I mean, you're riding down the trail and boom, what happened?
I think I took a shortcut around a lap rider, and I think I hit a stick and it went up through my air box.
Oh man, did you know it happened immediately, or did it take a little while?
It took it a little while. I was running about 0.2 miles right after the finish until I stopped at my pit crew, and they lifted up my seat, and the stick was straight through my intake.
Ouch, man, that was a heartbreaker for you, huh?
Yeah.
So what do you know what you actually ended up finishing in the end? Did you get to finish that race that day?
I got a finish. I think I finished 5th.
Well, that was still pretty good, all things considered then, huh?
Yeah.
But it wasn't the second place overall that you were hoping for, huh?
Nope.
Now, what about the Ironman coming up? Tell me a little bit about that. What are you hoping for out of this race coming up?
I'm hoping I get a really good win and a host shot, because if I win, I would physically win, almost maybe try to win the championship for this year.
Wow. So you're in a position to win the championship then?
Yes.
Awesome. I looked at the points. I saw that, and that's looking pretty strong. Tell me a little bit about the competition in your class. You got some stiff competition in that class.
Yeah, John Williams been staying consistent with the seconds and thirds all year. And well, my first beginning season really sucked. The first 3 races, I broke 2 frames. Yeah.
How did you do that?
I clipped 2 trees.
Mercy, son. I guess you figured out you can't do that anymore then, right?
Nope.
So that kind of sets you behind the 8 ball a little bit as far as point standings are concerned then, huh?
Yeah.
But I guess you guys have also got some drops, so that might play into your favor a little bit with the drop system. Even though you got those bad races, they may not count against you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So you're in line to win the championship. You're in line to take top 5 overall, maybe even better, depending on how you finish and how other people finish at the Ironman here this weekend. Pretty impressive stuff, no doubt. It's been a phenomenal year for you. What are you expecting to do next year? You moving up, or are you going to be in that second row again next year?
I'm going to move up to the YC1 and hopefully we'll try to get a good finish next year.
That's great. That's great. And so as far as now, whenever you're racing the competition on the racetrack, I know you got the people in your class. Are you looking ahead now? Are you looking at the guys in the YXC1? Is that the guys that you kind of got your eyes on, that you really once you get past these guys, if you can keep them behind you, you've got another goal? Is that what's going on? Are you trying to maybe get into an overall position, not only to get on the podium, to win though?
My most important is trying to get a win. If I get in front and if I get top 3 overall, it happens. I just want to at least win the race at Ironman.
That's awesome. And have you done well there in the past?
Yes.
Won that one a time or two, I guess, in your 8 years of racing?
Yes.
That's great. That's great. Let's see. I'm looking down through my notes here. I can't really think of a whole lot more to talk about. Is there anything else that you can think of that you might want to mention before I let you go, Damien?
No, not really.
Well, I'm going to let you go so you can get your homework done and keep those grades up so you can continue to go GNCC racing, play basketball, and be back with us again next spring whenever it comes time to go GNCC racing at well, heck, I haven't seen the schedule yet, but if it goes by the way it has been going, we're probably going to South Carolina to start things out, and then to Bike Week. But we're looking forward to seeing you when the season opens up next year, man.
And I would actually like to thank my sponsors for this year, because they've had a big help to my racing season, such as Goatspeed and PowerMad for racing, Flex Bars, RGR, Ride Center USA, BRM Off-Road Graphics, Vanilla Gorilla, DP Brakes, 100% Goggles, Lone Star Racing, Precision Motor Works, and Travis Revis for keeping my quads actually running.
That's always nice to have somebody keeping them running for you, man. And I'm sure mom and dad have got a great big part to doing that too, huh?
Yes, a big part.
Now, do you brothers, sisters?
I got a little sister. She does cheer, but she's in elementary school. But she rides with me
sometimes. Is she ever going to race?
No.
Probably not. Well, that's all right. That's quite okay. Just being there and being a part of it's a big part of the whole GNCC experience, I think, anyway. All right, any parting shots, anything that you want to say to anybody before I let you go?
Oh, I'm good now.
You're good now? You said thanks to those people you need to say thanks to, right?
Yep.
All right, buddy. Yep. I look forward to it. Good luck this weekend at the Ironman, and good luck in your basketball season there at Clay County this coming winter, man.
Thank you.
All righty. That's Damien Hawkins. I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is Quad Radio Kids. All right, buddy. Good job.
Thank you.